Hi, my name is Toby C. Beans, and a couple of years ago you would have seen me in a lot of dark situations just like this. But about this time last year, I did something that people told me was impossible for someone with disabilities. Not only did I get out of the dark dreariness of everyday life in a basement, particularly somebody else's basement, I bought myself a house. This house became my salvation, where I've begun to learn how to be a person, despite the fact that I'm autistic. For me, autism just means that I communicate differently than other people communicate. Sometimes I communicate better with animals than I do with people. Right. I communicate with animals better than I communicate with people. Or at least I prefer this. But the number one most important thing I've learned is that being autistic excommunicates me from people. This usually isn't my choice, and it usually isn't something I can do anything about either. Some people just think it's too much to deal with somebody who has a disability. Some people just find it easier to take advantage of someone with a disability. Despite the fact that I have a high GPA, am a member of a National Honor Society, and a member of the American Psychological Association, even I've been taken advantage of due to my disabilities. Despite my capabilities, most of my life has been focused on what I can't do. After my mom passed away, the narrative became focused on what I wasn't capable of doing. Primarily, living. I don't think a lot of people consider this, but if you have a disabled family member and other family members that you expect to take care of that family member, there's a high probability that that person is not going to take care of the person that you love the way that you think. I was told I was nothing, that I didn't belong, and at one point I was even told that somebody deserved to be able to kill me just because I was a burden on their lives now. And that someone, once beloved by my mother, put his hands around my throat in my sleep in an attempt to end my life. Out of sheer terror, I ran. I changed my name, and I started living with a bunch of different people that I didn't know. Essentially homeless, but not considered homeless by the state because I needed to be taken care of, and too cognitive to go into an adult foster care center. Half of the people argued that I didn't deserve my life, and the other half argued that I deserved better. And in all of the confusion, I didn't actually understand what I deserved. I endured years of abuse because I didn't know what was best for me, and other people thought they knew what was best for me, without having any of my say. I eventually became fed up and wanted to do something about it. I discovered that networking was one of the easiest ways to find support and love when you need it most. Inspired by my best friend, Nick, I decided I was gonna create that network. I decided to call my network the Infinite Beanstalk. The infinite part comes from Nick, who taught me the most important lesson of my life. My abilities are infinite. And the Beanstalk from Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack and the Beanstalk is the story of a kid who goes to market with his mother's prized cow to sell the cow because they can no longer afford it. And instead of selling the cow for money, like his mother told him to do, he sold the cow for some magic beans. Overnight, the beanstalk grows huge, and Jack ends up going on a big, reckless adventure. Imagine if Jack had used that beanstalk to grow beans instead of going up there and ticking off a whole bunch of giants. Jack was more excited about the adventure of the beanstalk than he was about trying to get food for the people around him. Imagine if that beanstalk had beans. Those beans would last quite a while for everybody around him, and they would be able to support the entire village. And thus, magic beans become an infinite beanstalk, that can feed everybody for as long as they need to. And if you ever need more beans, you could just teach people how to grow more beanstalks. And that's what I made the Infinite Beanstalk to be. A place where people can volunteer to teach other people life skills, or just assist them in any way that they can, or even just being present, so that they could infinitely give their love to a person in need. I invite you to join and contribute things like life skills, social interaction, and just plain comfort when somebody might need it. Whether you've got practical skills, social skills, art skills, or just these skills. Join us and contribute whatever you can today, because everybody deserves love, even if they seem like a bit too much.